Yo, wagwan. Tis your boy, Jidon Legendary, and we are here with a Skyrim, our first Skyrim photo session. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. This session, we're going to be rolling with all my REDGUARD characters. That's Aaliyah here, Anaya, Haida, and Naday. Okay? With that being said, there's going to be many more of these videos because people enjoy them, just like Cyberpunk. With that being said, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification bell, share with people, join Legendary Clean Sports Channel, become legendary. My brain blanked out for a quick second. I was talking too fast, my brain couldn't keep up. There will definitely be more of these sessions. Let's get to these gorgeous characters and these gorgeous photos. I upload all things cinematics and photography, virtual, real life, and sometimes AI. With that being said, let's go. Alrighty, at the spot of choice, look here. So, I had some ideas I wanted to do for these because people were enjoying the Cyberpunk ones a lot. I'm sure people would enjoy the Skyrims and whatnot. And I'm like, you know what? I have enough characters to do the same thing I do on Cyberpunk here. Ooh. I didn't know that was going to make that much of a difference. That where it is then. Like, you know, I'm going to make that happen. I think people. Skyrim is a great game. It's gorgeous, as you can see. Look at the quality, look at the graphics, look at the coloring we're adding. Okay, I always like to add a bit of nice colors to my photos. Colors are very important. You know? It's gray and drowned out. It looks dreary and droll. You know, I don't like droll. But I was like, you know what? Let me do some joints with these. I'm sure people will enjoy them because I used to do them on the gaming channel, and people enjoyed them a lot. So I'm like, let me see if I can make them happen over here. See if I can make them happen. I got so many dang characters. I don't have as many characters I got over there. I got a lot of different variation and selection of characters. As where here I have a little bit less. But I mean, still a great amount. We could easily, you know, make a lot of cool photo session videos. Plus, it would be cool to let people see the process of how I do these photos before they see them on Photos of the Week. You know? How they happen, what they look like and stuff, what the process is like, you know. I probably mostly stick to Cyberpunk, but hey, y'all would like to see more, then I'll gladly do more. Because I could easily make it happen with practically any game I hop on, so you can see the, you know, the photo taking process. Because a lot of these games either have photo studios in or on them, and then other games, you know, they have a form or a fashion, an ability to take photos. Kind of like Fortnite. I do a lot of well, not a lot, but I do a decent amount of photos on Fortnite because the graphics on that game are untouchable. You know, Unreal Engine 5 and all. You could easily take some fancy photos. Actually, let me go back. What was the one? Oh, her knees clipping like crazy. The knees ain't work. It is the downside to having a thicker character. Certain things won't work all the time. Well, you know, I could easily make these things happen. Kind of sitting far back because these pants do clip a lot, and just in case, you know, we're already gonna have to do a bit of censoring on the last Cyberpunk photo session we did due to the last character's outfit. Last character's outfit, you know what I mean? It was a little extra, a lot of extra going on. Her outfit gonna be censored at certain points. Now with this character, she's much more clothed, but these pants are a little iffy. Man, hold up. So you just gonna watch this much of the video, and you not even gonna subscribe? Nah, don't wave to them. They ain't even hit the subscribe button. Come on now, hit that subscribe button. As you can very clearly see by the clipping that's going on right now. This ain't my fault this time, so be careful with some of these dang poses, man. These poses be above and beyond. Skyrim, that's Bethesda mod. I will say that's Skyrim. No, that's Bethesda modding for you. Because it's definitely not just Skyrim. I haven't gotten my hands on Starfield. I want to, but at the same time, I'm not so sure. It's still, you know, reviews still ain't all that good. Bird is clipping like crazy. Reviews ain't all that good, so I'm a little iffy on Starfield. It seems like a great game to do pictures on though, because it's a Bethesda game, so you already know everybody named Mama making spectacular mods for it and all that good stuff. Oh, she's supposed to be leaning on something. Ain't nothing out here to lean on. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, if the game suck, I don't want a trash game. But at the same time, the game might be trash. The photos I could do on it might be amazing. Because after all, it is a decent graphics Bethesda game. I have played it and the graphics are pretty good. The only issue I remember having with it is character creation was a little ugh. Wasn't like Skyrim or Fallout. Pretty tough making a great looking character, but then again at the same time I didn't really try super hard. I was really just testing the game out, so I wasn't really looking to make a character. So, could just be that too. Could just be that. I wasn't actually looking to directly create a character. It was the tester. Yep, see what I said? Poses get crazy. It was the tester. That's why we back here. That is why we're back here. Didn't show nothing. But just in case, these pants is... These are great pants. Up until your character starts moving. Or at least if your character's, you know, chunkier like mine is, as you will very clearly see. Be a chunky little lady. But there's a problem with that, because a lot of people's characters, I mean, they not built like my like my character's built. Actually, I'll get a tiny bit of sunlight. Not too much. Right about... It's near instant, so I gotta be quick with it. Nope, it wasn't quick enough. It's near impossible. It's working on milliseconds. This is clean. But you know, people's characters ain't built like my character. A lot of people out here with their characters either real small or real small with absurdly large chests. You know what I'm saying? That's not, you know what I mean? That ain't my style. Not what I do. Not to each their own. But that ain't what I do. So these pants get to clipping a lot. It worked pretty well in the open world. It's when your character starts doing crazy poses that they're not normally supposed to be doing. That's the only real issue. If you're just playing vanilla, these pants work perfectly fine. If you're just playing the game, fine. When you're posing your character, that's when they don't. The character's not supposed to be moving in those angles. Skyrim was never meant for that, you know what I'm saying? We made it meant for that. Skyrim was never meant for that. The craziest movement your character might have did is if you were a low level and you got mashed on by a giant and now you're sitting flying through the dang sky. Even then they barely be moving. But yeah, Starfield, I don't know. Somebody let me know, you know what I mean? What's the... If the modding is good enough, I wouldn't mind getting my hands. Because it's a Bethesda title, so I'm expecting the mods to probably be pretty amazing. I'm not really expecting much less from another Bethesda title. Skyrim got great mods. Fallout 4 got great mods. Well, I think Fallout 3 got great mods. I wouldn't know though, because modding on that crap was annoying, so I gave up. Plus, I've never been a big fan of old games. I knew I wouldn't last very long. Such an old game. Ain't gonna lie to you, boy. Your boy is not a fan of old games. They're just not refined enough. I went back and I played the Saints Row 1s. I went back and I played the GTA 3, barely Vice City, and San Andreas. Worst crap I ever played in my life. It was great when you were a kid and, you know, it was the best game out and, you know, parents did all the playing and you just did all the goofing, you know. My dad played through the storylines and I would just hop on his game and do dumb crap. So I didn't actually have to face the challenges and the struggles of an old game. Of an old GTA, that is. Up until I decided to do a playthrough video on it. Worst idea ever. Now the sunlight ain't just... I freaking... Oh. Skyrim music is some of the greatest of all time. It's just so chill. After all these years, it ain't changed. Super slow. There we go. Boom, got him. The sunlight working on milliseconds. My brain was working on faster milliseconds, baby. You know what I'm saying? The sun works on 0.5 milliseconds. My brain was on 0.1. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. I get that? I just take 2 pictures on accident? I think I did, didn't I? Oh, the first one, that's right. You see, there's a little too much. Oh, no, that's a different one. Okay. Too much sunlight on that one. And boom, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, going back to old games, I tried my greatest to make a video on New Vegas and 3. I did at first. Both videos which were more videos I stupidly got rid of. The first one was playing New Vegas for the first time and playing Fallout 3 for the first time. They were fun to goof around on at first because I never played them before. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with GTA 3. It was fun at first because I was remembering the nostalgia of being a kid. Like I said, playing on my dad's account and having all the cheats and cars and stuff unlocked and whatnot. Okay? San Andreas was fun as a kid. But then you play it as an adult and it's like, man, this fucking sucks. Now, of course, there are mad people who, of course, would disagree. And they're like, oh, man, I still play San Andreas. And I feel that. I feel that. But my problem is, when it comes to games, if I play something that is the same type of thing and just too refined, it gets me, okay? I can't go back to the older variants. Ah, shoot, I did it wrong. I can't go back to the older variants. I can, the oldness of them, it stings, man. It burns. That's like when I first did the playthrough for San Andreas, I was having the time of my life. I'm like, yo, this is fun as fuck. But then something in the back of my head was like, you know, when you get to the countryside, it's not going to be fun. And then I remembered, I'm like, wait, you do get exiled to the dang countryside. Boy, oh boy, was I right. That crap got horrible as soon as CJ got booted to the countryside. Number one, he turned into a buster. I don't know what the fuck happened. He started fiending over Catalina. It's like, what happened in between the storylines that they don't show you? That he suddenly became a fiend for Catalina. Okay, she must have been doing some things in between them cutscenes that we weren't able to see. It must have been the fucking... I don't know how many of y'all old enough to know, but there was 2 variants of San Andreas that released back in the day. There was one that had a scene with him and Catalina. Okay, my dad has that original disc. His still has that. But everybody else, most people's copies don't have that. She must have been putting that fucking, what is she, Cuban? I forget what she's supposed to be. She must have been putting that dang voodoo on him, man. Wait, hold on. Let me see. GTA San Andreas Catalina. I think that's how you spell her name, like the car. What is she supposed to be? Colombian. Man, she must have been putting that fucking Colombian voodoo on him, dude. Because it don't make no sense how he turned into a buster halfway through and started fiending for her. And he'd be like... I know I'm spoiling a little bit of the story, but how many of y'all are actually going to go back and play that? Don't give yourself unnecessary stress, okay? Unnecessary brain hurt like I did. Okay, I love San Andreas, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to games, I'm not gonna lie, I am definitely a new game kind of person. Graphics are big, cleanliness is big, okay? I need good graphics and I need a clean running game. That's like I love Saints Row 2. Saints Row 2 has never been the cleanest running game. We're talking about Crash Central, especially on PC. Saints Row 2 loves crashing. That's Saints Row 2's specialty. Great voice acting, great storyline, great crashing. Okay, when I did the Saints Row 2 playthrough back in the day, the crashing was it was crazy. Okay, I mean, I had to save so often in fear of the game crashing that if I didn't and I lost some crap, my fault. Simple as that. Should have got prepared to fucking... It's gonna disappear. Should have got prepared, you know what I mean? Just like I'm preparing... Oh, shoot. Oh, I was too slow. Back. Oh, I did too fast. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Boom. You know what I mean? It's like, boom, your fault. Should have fucking saved, baby. Should have saved for the 50th time. I mean, I had to save so dang often, it didn't make no sense. Because if you didn't, there was a high chance your game would crash and you would lose progress. There's been so many times where I wanted to quit my Saints Row 2 playthrough because it just would not stop crashing, dude. You know what I mean? It just wouldn't stop. The crashing was constant. Like, holy, can I get one moment where I don't have to save? Am I going to do a Saints Row 2 playthrough? Most likely. I know one thing I was messing up on, like I said in the last video, is I was trying too hard to make the playthrough, like, too legit, when that's not even how I play through games, and most people don't give a crap. They just want to hear and see the story, see your character, and how your reaction is to it. You know what I mean? So I was trying too hard to make it be all perfect and crap. I'm looking for a regular seated pose. She laying in the water, going around and crap. Regular seated pose, please. Pretty good. That would be good for the leg, wasn't the earth. Like chair poses, though. Okay, that might work. Regular fucking playthrough where I don't gotta save 24/7. Okay. Water too high. Come back to that. Just the constant saving I had to do to combat the possible game crashes and losing all my progress. Was a lot of that. Okay, I ain't gonna lie, I'm big on modern games. Kinda, sort of. I have not bought a game in a hot minute, but I'm probably gonna get my hands on Elden Ring. The graphics on that game is pretty great. Only issue I have is great graphics. I don't know if they force you to be online. I'm not 100% sure if they do. I'm sure there's ways around that, kind of like Red Dead. Red Dead is a game that forces you to be online, but I got ways around that, you know what I mean? My character, Yelena, Yelena lives in her own world. Nobody pulls up to Yelena's world. Just her. But we had the other pose, but I wanted her to be seated. I didn't do enough seated poses. Unlike directly behind the face, though. Is there. Right. Oh, shoot. Oh. Here we go. I forgot you could do it on the reverse. But yeah, no. She lives in her own world. Nobody can see her. Nobody could pull up. I can't be griefed. None of that bug crap. Alright. Guess what? It's just simple script. A simple script. So yeah, you really can't get banned because you're not cheating. You're not doing anything against the rules. And even if you are, I don't give a crap. You're not gonna force me to be online. Simple as that. Ban me all you want. That's cool. I'm probably gonna get the game on offline anyways, just so I can do more pictures and stuff. And boom, that's a full 10 for Aaliyah. On to the next character. I'm gonna go with Anaya because she uses the same body type. I don't have to swap bodies yet. Alright, now we on Miss Dark Chocolate. We're doing the opposite this time. So for the first one I did over on the gaming channel, Aaliyah, the first character, was in more of the saucy fit. This character was more in the casual fit. Now she's more in the saucy fit, and Aaliyah was more in the casual fit. Of course, we keep it within regulation, but she looked good, and that's the whole point. I mainly wanted to jump quickly to this character like I did before because then I use the same body type for these two. And then for the next two characters, they have their own body types. Those, it's a hot minute. It's a long process. It takes like, probably a good 5 minutes for it to load up everything. So I will typically wait to do them. Head up. The colors, man. Look at the colors. Look at the difference when you add the colors up. won't need that. So I'm gonna put this at 25. 1.5 is 0.25 as well. And boom, that's it. Now this character technically, she's technically not a REDGUARD. She's a Breton. But I designed her like a REDGUARD because I wanted her to be a REDGUARD, but REDGUARDs are more melee oriented. This is the few times where I actually take the time to list and create a character how they should be. I wanted a half caster, half healer. Bretons do that the best. So this is the few times where I actually gave a crap to make the character the appropriate class / character combo. So she's not actually a REDGUARD, she's actually a Breton, but obviously she looks like a REDGUARD. That's what I wanted. I just needed somebody who was efficient because I had never made a caster / healer character. I didn't want to take no chances at making a whack character, you feel what I'm saying? So I made her a Breton as appropriately for a caster. A half healer, half caster. She is a voodoo priest. She uses electronics. She uses electric abilities and heals. She's kind of low though. I need to put some more work into this character. Ain't got much going on. Not nearly as powerful as most of my other characters. Melee is, see, that was another reason why I made this character. I always do melee characters. I have zero issues making melee characters. However, I do not do casters enough. Thus, her creation. I'm like, you know what? I need more casters. I'm sleeping on the caster life. Okay? I don't ever do casters, man. And when I do, they're only simple destruction builds, which is extremely easy because, you know, find all the fire spells you can and just blow everything up. It's as simple as that when it comes to destruction builds. Healer builds, never did them. So I'm like, you know what? I need a healer build. Shadow from the tree on her? Back the lighten up a little bit? Okay, yeah. Back that lighten up a little bit. So I'm like, you know what? Let me do a fucking caster that's not destruction. How about that? I kind of messed up. I just realized that. I'm already making her do seated poses and she's still wearing the dang shorts. I messed up. Hold on. You're supposed to be standing for the first 5, sitting for the last. Jean shorts. Backtrack a little bit here. Okay. Go ahead and do some slight backtracking here. I'm like, let me do a caster build that isn't destruction. Okay. Well, technically she is half destruction, half, what is it, alteration? Isn't that what the heals is in? Something's wrong with the shorts. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's because of the skin texture, but that is not supposed to look like that. Ain't supposed to look like that at all. I ain't about to turn them off right now. Be in the water anyway, so it only makes sense to keep it. But yeah, so she is half destruction. She's not full destruction like most of my destruction characters. Anytime I ever want to make a caster build, I always go destruction. But you know what? Let me switch it up for once. Let me... Oh, shoot. Oh, no. I thought I was about to spin her around. Her dreads is causing weird shadows. Do I have her face light on? I do not. That explains why I'm struggling to get good lighting on her face. I'm like, what's going on here? This is one gorgeous character, but I messed up. What can I say? I'm a dang professional at making characters. You know, I had an idea. Okay. I was like, I should do an episode where I do, I don't know, maybe just a Purdius characters. But as I log on to them, I'm like, be a bit of a tough choice though. Because they're all really great looking. I just made a character yesterday. Okay? I realized I have mad black characters. I have a few white characters. I have a lot of elf or / weird characters. Okay? I didn't have any Asian characters, so I made one Asian character. She came out absolutely incredible. Okay? But then I realized I ain't got not a single Spanish character. Okay? And so I know some of you thinking, do you have any male characters? Of course I do. You're not going to see them very often because you wouldn't watch it if I was to upload that, you know? Talking to that person specifically. Some of y'all definitely would, but the person specifically asking that question wouldn't watch it, okay? Yeah, I mean, I do have male characters. 2. That's it. That's all you're gonna get out of me is 2. Keep it 100 here. I'm gonna make a pretty female character long before I make a male character. Let's keep it 100 here, folks. I'm sure most of y'all already know and agree. I could make a male character. I have. He's a great looking guy. Let's keep it 100 here. I'm gonna make a pretty female character before I make a male. My main issue is I'm not very good at making male characters because I don't know what to look for. You know what I'm saying? When I'm making a pretty female character, I know what to look for. Okay, when I was making this character, I'm like, you know what? I need somebody who's dark chocolate. Okay? Because I ain't got no ultra dark chocolate character. All my characters were just, you know, regular chocolate. I'm like, I need something dark chocolate. That's easy to do. That's real easy to do. Shoot. As a black man, obviously, you already know I'm going to know how to do that real well. This is why I got majority of my characters are black characters. Okay, because my male character, he's black. He's a REDGUARD. Okay, and he looks... and here's the issue I have with male characters. Outside of a few, they almost always look the same. That is 4 different characters from 4 different games, yet they look the dang same. Okay? I don't know what to do when I'm making male characters. There's only a couple of male characters I've made that don't look like them. And that is only GTA and 1 Black Desert. And the only reason they don't look the same is because they're different races. Except for the one character who's black, but he's darker skinned. He's supposed to be a demon though, so he looked crazy. He's not even supposed to be a human. I don't even know if I can really count him. You feel what I'm saying? The thing is, what can I say? I know what the people want. I know what people like. People like a pretty female character. Okay? Simple as that. Simple as that. Now, of course, people like a great looking guy character too. Just not very good at creating great looking guy characters because I don't know what to look for. You know? You get what I'm saying? I don't know what to look for. You feel me? What do I look for? So I gotta like put it on the basis of what I think people would like out of a male character. Which I do pretty decent at. I would say my male characters are pretty good looking. But it's a whole lot easier with a female character. For obvious reasons. So, yeah, I do have male characters, just not very many. Unless you go to Warcraft. Warcraft is where I have most male characters. Back then. I definitely have more female characters now. The thing is, back then, the male characters were more rough and rugged, you know what I mean? As we're now, not as much. Though some better than others, not 100%. You feel what I'm saying? They're not as rough and rugged as they used to be. They're not as swaggy as they used to be. And that's my issue. A lot of games, except Black Desert. Let's not count Black Desert because Black Desert is on purpose. They purposely make the female characters have better swag than the male characters. They want you to play the female characters more. Cooler looking abilities, better outfits. Shoot, just all around great looking characters out of Black Desert. I ain't even gonna hold you, okay? And that there is no surprise. That's what they want. That's what they opt in for. They knew what they was going toward when they was making characters in it. And I don't blame them. A good way to get money. You feel me? If it's a practice that works, then do it. Like the First Descendant. The reason I don't play First Descendant is because I can't create my own character. Don't get me wrong, those are great looking characters, but you know, I could create my own. I personally believe, and I'm sure a lot of people agree, I would be able to create my own better looking characters. There's no black characters, number one. Where the chocolate at, okay? They got one kinda black character, and then one black dude. But every fucking game does that. You'll have your wide selection of Asian characters, white characters, one token black guy character, and one sassy black female character, except she's more along the lines of like a darker tone Arabic than, you know, black American or African. You feel what I'm saying? You're not even at least like Haitian or something. You know what I mean? She's not black. She's not American black, she's not African black, she's not Jamaican, she's not Haitian, she's not black. She's like a dark tone Arabic. Kinda like Panam when I first started playing Cyberpunk, when Cyberpunk had first dropped. And I got with Panam for the first time. I thought that character was black. She's not black. She's Native American. She's really dark. She's like that. She dark. She's not black, you know? You know what I'm saying? It's like that. She dark. Well, she's not even dark, actually. She's not that dark at all. That's my problem, though. It's like, where the chocolate at? You know what I'm saying? Where the chocolate at? Okay? He ain't got none of that. Where is that? I don't know. It don't exist in First Ascendant. That's a lot of games, though. It is a tough job. Like, making the black characters I got on, making black characters in Cyberpunk and Skyrim was one of the easiest things ever. The first character I ever made was black. She was Nord, but she was black. Cyberpunk, I made the second character I ever made was black, so that was no problem. They had that gorgeous afro that I use on too many of my characters. Okay. Even some of my Latino characters got that, use that afro because it's just perfect. It's a perfect afro. Okay. The First Ascendant, you know, I could with the way that characters look, I could easily make something freaking fire, dude. But they don't let you customize. You gotta use their options, which is cool, don't get me wrong. It's great looking characters. But I'm all about customization of my own characters, my own creations. You feel what I'm saying? Other people's characters is cool, but plus that game is way too grindy, you know. You need a lot more than some pretty characters to get me to play a game. Okay? That game is way too dang grindy. Let me back up. She got these little bitty underwear on. Poses get crazy too. We that close? I'm just asking for something crazy to happen. Ain't gonna let that though. We back here. Back here. I'm about to hide under one of these leaves. You never know. No, yeah, it takes a lot more than some pretty characters to get me to play a game. Game actually has to be good. I didn't start playing Cyberpunk because I could create pretty characters. I continued playing Cyberpunk because it was amazing. The game was amazing. Then the characters really came into play. Because when I had first made my original character, OGV, as I'll call her, she didn't have a style. She didn't have any specific look. I mean, she looked the way she looked, but she didn't have no style. She didn't have no specific theme to her or nothing. It was just a character I made off the bat for a first time playing so I could hurry up and get into the game, and boom. Then once I'm like, okay, this game is incredible, then I gave her a personality, made her a style, all this other stuff, so that when I do my photos and videos with the character, people can connect or relate to the character within whatever way they connect or relate to the character. At first though, she was just a white character that I created just to create real quick. Now got a whole style, whole personality, you know what I mean? She hood, she's from Watts, half native, half Greek. Okay, she had a half native, half Greek father and a full native mother. Alright, you know what I mean? She rock a LA hat quite often. Watts, born and raised, she the hood type, so whenever I do photos with the character, that's why she always in some streetwear, posing with a car, some Timbs on her feet, some Air Force Ones, and of course some Chucks, because they in Cali. You know what I mean? Then that's when that's when I put into the characters. So to me, it's all about, character customization is a huge one, don't get me wrong. Character customization is massive for me. Okay? There are many games where I won't even play them just because I can't customize. Gameplay might be decent, but there's no character customization. right? But then there's also games where it has amazing customization, but the gameplay sucks. It's like, well, I'm definitely not about to play this. You know what I'm saying? That's like PUBG. You could customize your character, you could design them, you could get them swag, all kinds of crap. Do I play PUBG? No, because I fucking hate Battle Royale games. But then there's games like Fortnite. You can't customize, and it's Battle Royale. However, they got so many other options and things you could do. I don't mind hopping on Fortnite, messing around. Typically, when I do mess around with the Battle Royale, it's playing with my brothers and sisters whenever they, well, mainly my little sister whenever she wants to play. You know, she's still all my family members are all adults except for her. She's the only kid. She's the youngest. Right, so her being the youngest, she'll be like, "Oh, you guys want to play some Fortnite?" I'm like, not really, but you know, we'll hop on. Because you know, sometimes when the younger sibling wants to, you know, interact with you, you gotta hop on and do some stuff with them. Okay? You can't be like, no, all the time. You know, you gotta do at least one thing here and there when they ask. You know? So she'll be like, "Hey, y'all want to play some Fortnite?" Not really, but you know. Not really, but okay. Guess I'll hop on. I cannot stand Battle Royale games. However, Fortnite's it's got the creative mode, character mode. It's got a creative mode. I used to build a lot of cities. I ain't been on there in a minute. I got an AFK running right now. Never mind, it's on the main menu. I thought I had it AFK running right now. But certain things, you know, if the game had we definitely gonna have to blur this one. This is a very, oh shoot, a dragonfly, the most proficient hunter in. What he hunting for though? There ain't much over here. A big old fish. Look at them dang eyeballs on that fish. But yeah, no, I do not mess with Battle Royale games. I fucking hate Battle Royale games. My thing is, right, let's say you playing Call of Duty. If you die in Call of Duty, you can get that person back. If you die in a Battle Royale game, you cannot get that person back. That's it. Unless you start following and stalking them and crap, that's it. Die to that person, that's it. You'll never see him again, more than likely. Okay? Call of Duty, you can easily see somebody again. Simple. They might load into the next game you load into. Whatever, you know they there. Battle Royale games, you can't do that. Can't. Let's move to the next character. Okay, so I was running around trying to find a spot, and I found this thing in Wilhelm. Okay, I ain't gonna lie, I never used the inn here in Wilhelm. This spot right here, nice. Look at the lighting, man.
I'm sure the gods have
the downside is there's like 1 million people in here. Like one of those Instagram moments where you see, or TikTok moments where you see goofy people doing TikTok dances in public. You know what I'm saying? That's what this feels like. Not really, but because I would never do something so stupid. Number one, you ain't gonna ever catch your boy doing TikTok dances. Do I sound like the type of fool that be doing some TikTok dances? Man, shoot, I'd rather smoke crack in the back of a Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely rather do TikTok dances. I ain't gonna be no crackhead, but this spot nice. The lighting is beautiful here. I've been to Wilhelm many times. I've just never used the inn here. So I ain't never seen this before. At least this fantastic lighting that we're getting in here.
I've been looking for you everywhere.
Captain who?
And now you found me. Can I help you?
Have you thought about my invitation?
I've thought about
No.
it, but I'm not sure it's such a good idea.
Oh, I see. Is it still too soon?
Yes.
I say delete. Reduce some color.
My wife
There we go.
hasn't been gone that long after all. Ask me again on another day.
I'm sorry to be such a bother. We'll
And-
talk
and-
another time.
This fool trying to get married to a man that just lost his woman? Is that what I'm hearing right now? Look, get that camera off me. Alrighty. Oh yeah, this spot nice. I mean, I guess if it's in a if it's in a professional setting, you could definitely go to like an old
So
retro.
who's on the street, Captain?
That loud as fuck car, man. You could definitely go
Killer on the streets.
to like.
We all let you there, no want to leave.
He's supposed to talk a lot too. I'm struggling.
Would you like a drink?
I feel like I'm talking to somebody while someone's trying to talk over me, you know? What was I saying? You could definitely pull up to like an old retro style restaurant and see like a professional doing professional photography. What is going on with her wrist? Her wrist fat as fuck. What was that? We got Naday here. This is Naday. Okay, Mrs. Muscles. Not the Saints Row Mrs. Muscle. Wait, I say Saints Row. Y'all don't even know that. I never played Saints Row on this channel, or Saints Row Reboot on this channel. I had a character. She was Latina. Okay, she was very muscular. I named her Mrs. Muscles. People loved that character. I know that's one thing I get a lot of love on from folks. Is people love the fact that I'm never afraid to show off the beauty of the said character that I'm using or created. My thing is, why would I? Number one, it's just some pixels. It ain't that serious. Number two, I make great looking characters. What can I say? You feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to do, I still want to do playthroughs for the gaming channel. I just need to do it smarter. I'm over here trying to make it like freaking hardcore mode for no damn reason. Unless I actively opt to choosing the hardcore mode, nobody has ever been like, you need to do it this way. Hardcore, you can't have any cheat. No one has ever said that. If anything, people like when I use the cheats, because then, you know, saucier outfits. No one has ever been like, yo, you can't do that. Nobody give a crap. I think a lot of people just love how I talk. Wait. It's bald head old creep. Bald head scallywag. He went over there to sweep what? Huh? Wanted to push somebody out of the way, that's all. Yo, the time is moving fast as fuck. Hold on. God dog, bro, why we just started is getting... Actually, I like the coloring on that orange. It's really nice. I don't want it to be too orange though. No, yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is I keep trying to do it too seriously. I wanted to record them over the weekends because then I'll have the most time to do it versus on the weekdays where I have a lot less time. So that's how I'm gonna start doing it. Gotta go back because he pushed her out the way. Oh, couldn't have did that the first time, bro. Huh? All head buster. You go down somewhere. I'm using a lot of the same poses too much. I just realized that. Go way down, man. Way down. But yeah, I wanted to do playthroughs and stuff. And at the time, I was doing a playthrough for Saints Row Reboot. That was definitely a fan favorite character right there. Her and the my Dominican character, my main character. Dominican character, people loved her because, well, number one, she was Dominican. Okay. Number two, she was chunky. And number three, she was real pretty character. I've recently hopped on and made her better. I didn't realize that at the time I had gave her some really aggressive eyebrows on accident. She always looked angry as fuck, so I fixed that. But even then, people still loved the character. And then there was the other Latina, the Mexican. This is Muscles, as I call her. The Jamaican character, my Jamaican character got a lot of love too. People liked her. She was a real dark chocolate lady. Kind of like the Haitian lady we just got off of, Anaya. Real dark skin like her, with a big old afro. People love my characters, man. And I feel that, you know what I mean? But my fool self, I be doing things wrong, man. That time is moving. It's going every 3 seconds, it seems. 1, 2, 3. It's about 4. 3.5 seconds, man. It's moving every 3.5 seconds. I can't keep up. Oh yeah, I want to do them playthroughs, but I kept doing them wrong. You know what I'm saying? I kept trying to make them Mr. Super fucking expert mode. That makes it boring, really boring, because it moves. Things move way slower when you play it on expert, and I think that's my problem. I just want to do the storyline. But I keep trying to add extra crap for no dang reason. Nobody was ever like, hey, you gotta do this one expert and expert only. Not a single person has ever said that. Nobody really, out of all that time I used to do playthroughs on this channel, and the little bit of playthroughs I've done on the gaming channel, no one has ever said that. They enjoy the game story, my funny commentary during the story, which is still to me kind of hilarious because I really just be talking. I don't think I'm really saying anything funny, but I guess the way I say it. Plus this, the southern accent. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's a lot of factors. I cancel out my dang self by trying to do it on fucking expert mode and other dumb crap like that, which would make it so much slower than it needs. So much slower. Why is that so low? Dang. Hey. Oh, that's because we're indoors and there's something very close behind me, probably. There's a dude and a dang table. That's why. Looks great regardless, though. Keep the light consistent here. Keep the light consistent. Oh yeah, I definitely want to do some playthroughs. I got a few on the board that I wish to do. I'm gonna mess around with them this weekend. Or at least one. Games are kind of long. So you can only record so many within one go, of course. Let's try some seated poses here. Where they are though. But yeah, no, it's like, yo, I be doing crap, trying to make it hard for no dang reason. The main issue is I was having with the Skyrim I was doing was my food stuff kept trying to put it on expert. But as I said, when you put it on expert, things move slower because now you have to try even harder, and it makes it slow, and I get bored fast. The problem with playthroughs are, you gotta be interested in the story because it's brand spanking new to you. Skyrim isn't a new story to me at all. I just want to goof around with a different type of character, but when I go trying to do it on hardcore mode, it makes it way slower than what I'm used to, which makes it pretty yucky. Okay. Things way slower. The one I was recording, I started dozing off at one point. I had to stop recording real quick, get my eyes open, so I could stop. You know what I mean? So I could sound energetic in the recording. I'm like, I can't be fucking sounding half asleep. That's terrible. That ain't good quality fucking content, baby. That is not good quality content. You over here fucking dozing off in the middle of the video, so I'm like, that's not gonna work. I gotta stop trying to put it on fucking hardcore mode. Sunlight is moving too dang fast, dude. These are lame poses. I said seated. Wait, hold on, we gotta back up. Back it up. That time moving fast as fuck, goodness. I said seated. Where's all the dang seated poses at? Oh, that's decent. Gotta be careful over her knees. Crazy though. I watch out for them knees. Knees look a little crazy. I forgot this lady is ever so slightly has a lazy eye. I don't know how I accidentally did it. I was looking at some of her older pictures I did back when I first made this character in like 2017. Oh shoot. Who got a lazy eye? This is my second oldest character that still exists, I think. No, she's the first oldest. Because some of my old characters, the first batch of characters I ever made when I came to PC for the first time back in like, shoot, 2015? 2016 maybe? She was one of the first characters I made. Her and another character. The rest of them got deleted because out of all those characters, the first batch of characters I had out of all of them, her and Arana, the big yellow elf, which you'll see soon, were the only two who were actually pretty. The rest of them, I'm gonna be honest, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking with some of these characters. Wait, let me go back. Yeah, no, there's too much going on, too much in the middle showing. They were the only two. I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking with a lot of these characters? I still kept some of the older characters' photos because they were clean and there was no reason to get rid of them, but there was definitely a reason to get rid of the characters. That's for sure. So, pretty much every character, 80% of the characters got deleted. I think I might have had like 7 characters at the time. Now I have way more. All of them look great. I'll probably do a video on the gaming channel soon just showing off all the characters. Okay. All of them look great now. Back then though, I don't know what I was thinking. I will be honest. We got one more, so one last good one. I'm gonna say this one's pretty good actually. Just a casual sit. This very clean and beautiful lighting. Goodness gracious. Hold on, let me back that up. Oh, whoops. I came up here to the top part. I'm like, yo, this is pretty. What the fuck? Guess we're gonna have to make do. You know what I mean? Found an accidental great spot. Accidental heat fucking photo spot, folks. This is in Windhelm. The inn in Windhelm. That's where we are right now. We are in the inn of Windhelm. It is quite fancy here. As you can very clearly see, that lighting is gorgeous. Matter of fact, hold on, let me see. I realized something. I can make her sit at the edge of this. Oh, shoot. Okay, that's a lot brighter than I thought it was going to be. This old woman's side eye is insane. This would be like some old school public photography, but it would be a lot different. People would be far more understanding. As we're today, people are a lot less understanding because there's so many fucking losers doing TikToks in public, getting mad when you, in a public place, walk through their trashy TikTok. That's the problem. Okay, back then, right, if you saw a professional with a great camera, the model, in a position you knew, okay, they're here because the person that runs the store say, hey, yeah, pull up to the spot, you know, do some great pictures. We have a great fucking retro restaurant where you could do, you know, pin-up styles, and, you know, you could park your cars up front. The model can, you know, we'll clear out some space for the model and whatever photography positions you need. They still do that to this day, okay? Because if you're a professional, people give a crap. But if you're on TikTok, you getting mad, like in these losers in the public gyms and crap like that, where they be getting mad at people for walking through their TikToks. Like, this is public space, okay? And then, you, as a professional, now you have to let people know, like, hey, don't worry, I'm a professional. Okay, this is what I do. Because most people won't understand straight off the bat. They'll be like, oh, are you one of those TikTok losers? Am I not allowed to walk into a public spot because you're TikTok? And it's like, no, not me. Okay, not me. And then they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, see, it's beautiful up here. Look at this. Gorgeous. Alright, last character. That is Haida, the Shield Maiden. She's not going to be dual wielding shields for this photo set. I did that in her last photo set. Alrighty, last character. We have the Shield Maiden. Okay. She has her own body type that I needed. This character used to be much thinner, but I kind of thought about it. I'm like, if somebody's running around with the capability of mashing people's faces in and decapitating people with shields, you're probably gonna need quite a bit of weight and strength on you. So made her a little stronger, made her a little chunkier, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, she looked great. Simple as that. Got this abandoned boat here. I had to kill all those crabs. Hopefully you don't see them too much in the background. And there was one over here somewhere. There was like 5 or 6 of them over here. I don't remember seeing all those dang things, but yes, sir. Also, if you're wondering, if you got fish tank in your crib, you ever were wondering where to get some cool looking fish, this is Mara's Eye Pond. It spawns goldfish. This is where I get my goldfish at. There's one group right there, and then there's another one. Somewhere around here. Might be on the other side. They're big too. They're big. They're big fish. They're not little. It's somewhere over here. I don't know. But yeah, this is where you go to get goldfish. So if you want some cool looking goldfish, you come on over here to Mara's Eye Pond. Feel what I'm saying? A lot of goldfish over here too. I forgot where the other group is. They're over here somewhere. But there's 2 groups. You could get 3 each. As you can see, there's 3 there. 6 of them total. This is where I was getting my fish back when I was making a gold. Well, I never finished my fish tanks, actually. Think about it. I could do a video on that. I'm like, hey, folks, where to get your dat dog fish from? So you can put your cool looking fish in your fish tank. Working Mara's Eye Pond, baby. I ain't gonna lie, she does look better with more weight on her. Because it's just more realistic. Not at the simple fact that I just like the thicker body, obviously. But for the simple fact that as a shield maiden, she's not going to be running around with dual shields at 110 pounds, you know what I'm saying? she was really thin. She was real thin. And I kind of thought about it. You're toting heavy gear and dual wielding shields? You got to be pretty freaking strong, okay? That's not something you just do. There has to be some pretty serious strength involved in order to rock that. Heavy armor and shields? Come on now. Okay, that's like myself. Am I a large man? By no means. Am I a strong man? Yes. But does my strength come with limits? Yes, because I'm not large. Okay. I'm not going to be able to bench press 600 pounds like a man who weighs 300 pounds. Okay. For my size, am I strong? Absolutely, for my size. But that's it. You're not going to at 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, you could be stupid strong. 600 pounds is a different beast, okay? You gotta be a beast. You gotta be a very large man, okay? That's your, like, strong man stuff. You fucking, you know, Eddie Hall, Hathor Bijon, the fucking Brian Shaw type peoples. That's the type of weight you're doing to move that type of crap, okay? So it only made more sense for her to be a bit thicker, okay? Much like the other characters. Except for the only character who doesn't actually have to be a heavier character is Anaya. She's a voodoo priest. She's just thick, that's all. That's where Aaliyah, her, and the Nade, the reason why they all have specific body types for a reason. But the reason why I made Aaliyah more on the chunkier side, outside of the fact that that's just what I like, was because she is a dual wield heavy armor. Dual swords, heavy armor. You gotta have the strength to. I don't like this boat. It's too small. I've done pictures of a character in a boat before, but oh, there they go. The boat was a lot bigger. I might pull up to that spot actually. Oh, it's not as bad. Not as nice. I thought it was. See how big they are? They're big guys. Grab them, you catch them, and you can put them in your fish tank. These are what goldfish should be. Or humans got to them. Ugly little fool. Now they all weird and little. Wrong too, ain't it? Alright, let me go to a new spot. I don't like this spot. It's not as pretty as I thought. I mean, it's cool, but the boat doesn't work as well as I thought it would have. It's a little small. It's a lot smaller than the other boat I've used for one of my other characters. See, this is the boat right here. This is a way bigger boat. Way bigger boat. This is one of my favorite spots to do pictures for my characters. It's beautiful. You're in the middle of this little island here. It's nice and open, so whether you want to make it early in the morning or late, you get gorgeous lighting regardless. That one right there, right? She in the boat, in her fancy little outfit. Okay. Pretty much doing like I said, the opposite of what I did in the first photo session with all my REDGUARD characters. The first session, most of them were more armored up. which I did on the gaming channel. This one, it's less armor. Less armor, more sauciness. The colors, absolutely stunning. So yeah, like I said, Aaliyah is a heavier build because she is heavy armor, dual swords. Nade is more muscular, less chunky because she rocks heavy armor, but she's an archer, so she doesn't need to be a brute. And then I have characters who are thin because they don't do no real cast or no heavy moving. So a lot of my casters are thinner. And it's various actual different body types that I switch over to in between these. But as you can see, she's built a little different, right, than the last character. A little bit more chunkiness, a little less muscular. You know what I'm saying? Legs are different shape, larger calves because she moves so much heavy stuff. So she has the largest calves out of most of my characters outside of the vampire lady, who is, you know, she's a big old chunky girl. So she has her calves will naturally be larger just because she's a heavier person, but her calves are the largest for the smaller characters, right? She's got the large arms, large shoulders, more of a broad back than the rest of them. The rest of them, their backs isn't as quite as broad, right? She has strong legs, not all overly detailed, you know, booty and all that, but strong. She's a strong person who moves, kind of like a farmer's build. She moves a lot of stuff. There is no, you know what I mean, she's not looking for true definition, just the ability to tote 2 large shields, which are naturally going to be heavy as fuck, and heavy armor. Now, all my characters have a purposeful build. That's the way I like to do things, okay? You're not going to see my characters stick skinny with fucking balloon biddies. I like symmetry and I like purpose, okay? That's my thing. I'm not gonna have a character skinny as fuck with balloons for chest. That to me is not it. It's not it. I'm sure, of course, there's people who would be like, "Oh, your characters, you know, they don't, you know, they're a little chunky." You know? I'm not for that. But I feel that. But it's more normal. You feel what I'm saying? Versus some of these folks' characters out here are straight balloon status. That crap is ugly. That crap is ugly. I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. I can't rock with it. I cannot. You know, to each their own. But you know, to each their own. But I can't rock with the stick body balloon biddies. For me, you feel what I'm saying? It ain't for me. Everybody's got their own style. Everybody's got their own taste. I feel that. Just don't feel the character. I ain't got my what's name open. Here we go. I feel that. I just, you know. Yeah, her calves are much larger than most of my characters. For everyone who's on the smaller side, small-ish, mid-size. That's the better way to put it. For all my mid-size characters, she has the largest calves. She's moving all that she's toting all that heavy-duty armor and those dual shields. So all my characters' builds match what they do perfectly. Aaliyah, even though she's more on the chunkier side as well, her body is more tuned toward someone of her type. Wears heavier armor, okay, but needs to be able to move fast as well. Of course, you know, a little bit of extra thickness to the body is usually from depending on how you eat and whatnot. But even then, your body will still fat doesn't build form, muscle does. So naturally, if you are someone who is muscular and then you put on a little weight, of course that's going to go around the muscle that exists already. So that's how I build all of my character's body. And if I build the character muscular, then their muscles will be built toward what makes the most sense. So as you could see as you saw on the day, she was muscular, but the largest thing on her was her whole, all of her legs, her calves, and her butt. Naturally, when you move and you're running a lot, that's what's going to grow. She's an archer. She wears heavier armor, so she has the mass to tote it, but her build is also fixed toward someone who does a lot of sprinting, which is exactly what an archer would be doing. You know, you're moving around, moving to different spots, you're sniping people, you gotta be on the move, you gotta be able to run fast. If you get caught, you gotta be able to get out of there quick, fast, and in a flash. That's where Aaliyah, she has a little bit more mass, more brutish muscle. She doesn't need to be as fast as Nade, because she's kind of a dang tank. She gonna rush in and bully people her dang self. She ain't shooting at nothing. The only thing she's running is toward people. I mean, so her sprint distance and her slimness doesn't need to be there as much as the brute weight and the ability to force somebody down. Especially, you know, you getting toe to toe with a Nord who is a much larger person. You gotta be able to have the mass and the strength to move a fool. That's where a character like this, her build's a bit more different. She has more calves because she totes even heavier armor than Aaliyah does. Then certain characters are just built the way I wanted them to be built. A lot of my casters are thinner, skinnier. Some of them have a little bit of chunkiness to them, but not very much muscle. And then there's my vampire. She is the vampire queen. She do what she do. She's on top of the world. All vampires listen to her, so she's Miss Thickums, okay? She's Miss Thickums. Just because she got the power. Then I got characters who are thin because they're casters. Not gonna have a lot of muscle. You're not moving much. You're just casting abilities and crap. So all my characters are built how they should be. And then my male characters, same thing. My male character, Rod, he's a big fucking muscular fool. He's huge. Because he's a werewolf. He totes heavy armor. He's got to be able to move through crap. I made him big as fuck. He probably like 6'3", 6'4", massive. He's just huge. Which is what he needs to be as a man who can switch into a werewolf mode. And as a man who totes heavy armor. Then there's my old melee character. He was a Khajiit. He huge because as a giant cat man who runs around slaughtering people with his bare claws, okay, you're gonna be massive. You're gonna be large. He's a feline. Feline strength is fucking unmatched. This is why when people say, what would win, a lion or a tiger? Are you serious? Nothing messes with feline strength. Not even other felines can mess with feline strength. Your largest lion doesn't come close to your largest tiger. This is like the same folks who say, what would win, a gorilla or a bear? A gorilla don't want that smoke, and how dare you undermine a bear? We're talking about gorillas, your biggest highland gorillas, which are usually like what? Mountain gorillas, like what, 500 pounds? Maybe 550. That's not even the same size as a small grizzly. A small grizzly is like 700. Fucking weather report. That's a small grizzly. That's a grizzly that can't find food super often. Not a normal healthy grizzly. Okay, a healthy grizzly is probably fucking like 900. 900. Gorilla don't want that smoke. Gorillas will try their greatest and use every intimidation tactic in the book not to fight themselves. Let alone a fucking apex predator like a gorilla, like a bear. I gotta understand, okay? Not y'all, but people gotta understand. A bear's an apex predator, baby. If a creature at 900 pounds can take down a moose, a creature that on average weighs 1,700, imagine what the fuck you gonna do with a fucking gorilla. Gorilla has no... They just be beating crap like crazy. What the fuck some beating's gonna do to an animal covered in muscle bound with a layer of fat and a thick layer of fur where he'll absorb all those gorilla punches. You know what the gorilla ain't gonna be able to absorb? Them fucking 4, 5, 6 inch claws, baby, and them dang teeth. Bears are built to rip, shred, and destroy. Gorillas are meant to destroy depending on the situation, how much he actually feels like and wants to destroy. If he has to. If he ain't got to, he ain't going to. A bear will. Okay. And don't let it be a mama bear protecting her cubs. That gorilla's over, said, and done, son. That gorilla's getting the fucking whooping of a lifetime, dude. I want her to be seated in the boat, but I'm running out of poses. Let me go down to the 1800s. You know what I'm saying? Gorillas don't get me wrong. Gorillas are fucking monsters. They're beasts, okay? But they're chill. They're too chill. I mean, back in the day, they used to have it like gorillas were like fucking man-eaters and man-hunters, and they'll beat and kill for no dang reason. Oh, I'm messing up. We too dang close. I forgot. You need a little bitty outfit too? You know what I'm saying? A gorilla will beat the absolute crap out of you if he finds a reason. A bear, on the other hand, like, you know what? I wouldn't mind goofing around with this human right quick. A gorilla will beat his chest. He'll make sounds. He'll mock charge a couple of times. It'll take believe it or not, it takes a bit to get a gorilla to really be like, man, forget it, I'm going in. A bear? Give him one good reason. He'll take that reason. There's nothing you're gonna do about it. Unless you got a shotgun on you or a big enough pistol on you. Something, a rifle, AK, 308, 5.56, something that can penetrate the skull fast and deep too. And you're done, son. You're done. A gorilla will warn you many times before he feels the need to get at you. He will warn you many times. He'll be like, hey, get out of here. He'll beat his chest, which is another way of him saying, get out of here. Bears don't do mock charges. If a bear is charging at you, you're probably dead. Unless you manage to get out somehow, you're probably dead. I ain't no expert, okay? But bears don't play. Bears don't play that territorial game. It's on and popping. You ever see two bears fight? Crap, it's ridiculous. It's on and popping from the get-go. Bears do not waste no time. Don't get it twisted, man. I've been hearing about the bear versus gorilla argument for ages. Even as a kid, I was like, why the fuck do people think gorillas could go toe-to-toe with a bear? That's two massive different weight classes. That's like saying a man at 6'8", 450 pounds that knows how to fight on a professional level would struggle against a man, I mean professional, like he is a full-on actual talented fighter, not a big guy who's forced into the ring because he's a big guy. I mean a big guy who's a true talented fighter, okay? And then you send him in the ring at 450 pounds against a guy who's like, I don't know, 150 and be like, nah, this guy at 150, he's good. He should be able to whoop him. It's unlikely. It's just not enough mass. There's not enough strength. Like I said, if that big guy is a truly talented fighter and not we're gonna throw him in the ring as a big guy because he's a big guy. No, like a true talented fighter. Oh man, little homie getting mashed on. That's just factuals. You know what I'm saying? If you're ever in a public situation where you gotta fight somebody who's twice your size, like truly, not like you're 150 and he's 190. No, I mean like truly twice your size, like he like 300 and he actually knows how to get down. I know big fucking smoker. Reminds me of that TikTok, that dude, he was like, you really want 350 pounds of dude? Like, man, you've been smoking your whole life. Ain't nobody worried about you. Smoking your whole life. Never lifted, never trained once. I mean, like a true big man who knows how to fight, man, you gotta fight dirty. Simple as that. Dude, I would. I ain't about to let no big fool beat me up. A swift kick to the balls, baby. Better not miss either. If you do manage to miss and you hit him on the inner thigh and you don't get hurt, well, that's it. It's always best to diffuse the situation, of course, no matter the size of the person. It's just your luck. You know, you do fight a guy and land a clean one and he falls straight to his fucking head and now he's in the hospital and he dies. That's manslaughter. It's always better to diffuse the situation if possible, but man, a gorilla is not coming close to no bear, dude. Gorillas are barely bigger than most brown bears. Brown bears are not that hostile. Most of the time. Of course, if you're unlucky enough. Every wild animal is opportunistic, okay? Bear sees you're alone. Wait a minute. Humans alone. And bigger. Did I test my luck and he decides to, you know, that's your life. Bears ain't no fucking joke. Bears are apex predators, baby. The thing with tigers is tigers versus lions. Lions typically hunt in packs. Usually, not all the time. When they do hunt by themselves, it's usually something smaller than themselves. You get a Siberian tiger, the biggest tiger, 600-700 pounds of feline muscle. Okay, they out there hunting big fucking bears and crap, or fighting big bears and crap like that. And them big cats know how to get down, and they do it solo. They roll solo most of the time, if I'm not mistaken. It's like getting a fool who only fights in big groups of people to fight somebody who only fights solo. He never jumps anybody. He always fights solo. But obviously, the fool who be jumping people, he gonna lose. He's not winning. He is winning never. Okay? That's just factuals. He will not win a single one of those fights. Ain't no gorilla beating a bear. That better be a little fucking, that better be a juvenile bear. Even then, that bear's still gonna fight for his dang life. Bears are big, man. Big. You need a bit more than some, human-like hands to mess with a bear. Bears got human-like hands, only difference is they're attached to fucking massive claws. Or there's massive claws attached to them. I mean, it's like, I don't like that. I know it's her hand, but it looked crazy. I might have to censor that because YouTube ain't gonna know. I can't even fucking post a short on my Warcraft channel saying freaking without them trying to hit me for cussing within the first 7 seconds. It's like, I'm not cussing. I've only cursed in like 1 or 2 of my videos. That was in Spanish. Because I was explaining in a Warcraft video how only curse words I know only words I know in most other languages are the curse words. Because you gotta know when people, I mean, getting at you. You know, gotta know these things. So I know most of the bad words of a lot of languages. Unfortunately, it's just like that sometimes. Ooh. You gotta know that as anything. Anywhere you are where you're not the majority, okay? You gotta know. You gotta know what they might be saying, okay? You gotta know what they might be saying. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying? Great dogging you. Have I been doing this in wide angle the entire time? I have. That explains why this has been looking semi-odd. I mean, they're clean, of course, but yeah, I just realized that. Wide angle the whole time. Oops. Yeah, that looks much different now. You just gotta be knowing sometimes, you know. People could be saying stuff you want. You aren't the majority. I mean, you could be white, black, Spanish. If you are not the majority of wherever it is you are. Please. I think I'm gotta be knowing those things. That is the only time I've ever cussed in a single one of my videos before. Ever. Out of all the videos I've ever recorded, from old videos that no longer exist to modern videos today, ever. Never ever. They be hitting you with that crap tomorrow. Oh, you cursed within the first 7 seconds. It's the shorts usually. I didn't cuss once. What the heck are y'all talking about? It's their terrible algorithm. And then they'll have the nerve to say this was manual reviews. Like, well, y'all got some people whose ears don't work right. Okay, because there was no curse words. And that, my good folks, is a full 10. with that being said, this has been fun, but it is pretty late and I gotta edit all these videos now. Look here, my good peoples. Hey, hey. I will definitely be doing some more photo sessions. If you want to see more Skyrims, Fallouts, all those other things, do let me know. Cyberpunk is a most definite because the quality is the highest. Skyrim is a most definitely because quality is second highest. Well, unless I add Fortnite, of course, but I don't. Not very many. Doing saucy themed photos of Fortnite characters ain't exactly, you know. Not exactly within the planned book. But hey, look here, folks. This has been your boy, Jeton Legendary. If you enjoyed this video, that's good. If you did enjoy this video, that's good. Either way, you watched it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, share with your people, join the Legendary Playing Sports Channel to become Legendary. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of great looking Fortnite skins, but I couldn't imagine hopping on Fortnite and taking saucier themed photos of a Fortnite character. You know what? This kind of, you know, that don't work. Okay, we'll keep that to Cyberpunk. I mean, the quality is phenomenal. Cyberpunk, it's untouchable. And then with all these lovely mods, I mean, you see the world, you see the character. It's gorgeous out here. Okay. Fallout, same thing. Although I really wish they would update that dang photo mode on Fallout, man. Why would you make the dang binds to select stuff the same as the bind to take pictures? That makes no sense. It's mind-boggling how someone could do that and think that it's a good idea. But anyways, I'm out.